So ultimately, before we get into this for real, I am a supporter of women having access to abortion procedures. Now, I'll never call this a right because I don't believe in rights. Um, I don't believe in rights because I understand nature and I understand the social order globally and domestically. So, no, there's no rights in life, but there are preferences. Um, and I prefer that women have access to abortion procedures. Now that I've said that, let's get on into it. So, why are so many women more motivated to vote? Why are so many people so uncreative about how they interact with the world, especially things that are so serious as you know, killing a fetus inside of a woman? I mean, it doesn't get any more serious than that. And I understand that it's better to take preemptive measures than um, to try and correct the problem after the fact. I hate to say the problem, but if the woman thinks it's a problem, it's a problem. It's better to take preventative measures than to take corrective measures. I won't talk about any of these preventative measures because I don't know if that's important. There's so many of them, and there's so many other options to abortion that I mean, I'd be speaking all day and it would start to make me sound like some kind of zealot. But I guess I just wanted to talk about how curious I find this to be. And I wanted to talk about my unique perspective. Now, 70%, I believe. Let's get into this other article. Yes, I'm going to read this. According to Boston College's Center on Wealth and Philanthropy, it's estimated that women will inherit 70% of the great wealth transfer. It'll help women possess two-thirds of the nation's wealth by 2030. As women's relationships with money change, the transfer has the potential to engage and empower women in the workforce and the economy. One thing that we can notice that I want to point out is that it says that the transfer has the potential to engage and empower women in the workforce and the economy. This has to do with the social order and the state. It does not say anything about the family. A person belongs first within a family, not within a state, not even within a community, not even within a block, a city block. A person's first role is in a family. This is why people who grow up with dysfunctional families become destructive and dysfunctional and cultivate more destruction and dysfunction around them everywhere they go. So, what's being dangled over women is the idea that they have no power. The woman is the foundation of the family. The woman is the foundation of the family, and without the investment of the woman in the family ceases to exist. Without the family existing, a new structure is created, or the entity, which would be the woman in this case, seeks a new structure. Now, I totally understand women's disappointment with their treatment within family structures globally. Oftentimes, men don't express uh, gratitude, appreciation, and I don't mean with empty words. I mean with mutual service to the family, mutual presence within the family, mutual respect for the family members. Many men believe that because they make so much money throughout time and they build this and they build that, that they are more powerful than the women and the children, that they should assert themselves as being more important in the family. But this is fundamentally just untrue. And we're learning this through the ongoing divestment of women globally, especially in the West, but globally. The divestment of women in the family is proving how important the woman is to the family. And we can see this because families are completely falling apart. Hmm? We say that some of these families have these modern structures, um, whether it be a, a group of women, five or six, a coven of women raising, a child or children, or, you know, maybe the women aren't friends. Maybe they're several generations of women. Maybe it's a homosexual couple. Maybe it's an organization, foster parents, many, many, many more things for this modern structure. Hmm? But the foundation, the beginning of life, of existence, of family is the man, the woman, and the child. And everyone has their role, and everyone has their lessons to teach each other. And without all of these roles being present, each person in the structure is less intelligent, less sociable, less confident, less familiar with the different personalities that exist in the world, less inspired. So I'm going to stop talking about that. But the point is that the transfer has the potential to engage and empower women in the workforce and the economy, not within the family structure, and most importantly, not within themselves. When you see these CEO women, and I know quite a few of them, they always wear pants, but they wear makeup. If their hair's curly, they straighten it. If they don't wear makeup, they wear eyeshadow or lip gloss or lipstick. I guess that's all makeup, but I consider it just that powdery stuff people put on their faces, whatever. The point is that no one is ever trying to empower and engage women within themselves. I never see that. People are constantly trying to use women for their own ends within things such as the workforce and the economy. Now, we may come back to this idea, but let's see something else that I put together. Uh-oh. Yeah, I've been praising women for a while, but we're about to get into some of that nitty-gritty. Um, okay, this is one of my favorite statistics website, aside from the U.S. Census. So this is a record from 2020 chronicling the number of child abuse victims in the United States by the perpetrator relationship. Okay? Now, there's something like 600,000 instances or something, 650,000, 630,000 instances of child abuse, I think, in the United States every year. And you'll see that a third of them are committed by the mother. How often do you hear reality that the father is not the most common abuser? In fact, the mother is almost abusing children at double the rate of the father. Okay. Now let's get into something else and then, okay. Now here's some demographics. The most important couple of demographics here. I'm not going to get into the racial stuff that it just complicates things. I like to do things one at a time, so maybe another time. But you see the most common type of perpetrator relationship, mother-child. We already established that. Neglect. Don't bathe them. Don't feed them. Leave them with people to be molested, etc., etc. Sometimes I used to see just I've seen 5-year-olds standing on corners alone, just wandering. I'm not lying. I remember Dave Chappelle used to have a joke about this. Boom. Less than a year old. Less than a year old. Now, I'm not going to look for the statistic that says the sex, but I think it's like 70% of these children who are abused by their mother are boys. That means that most people who are abused are boys within their first year by the mother. Now, the father is the same thing, two parents the same thing, etc., etc. Oh, another extremely interesting statistic. Now, you see up here the mother and father perpetrators. The mother outnumbers the father almost 2-1. But if you look down here, mother and non-parents versus father and non-parents. The mother and whoever she chooses to have around the child equates to a 6-time, wow, oh wow. The mother with the non-parent is 6 times more likely to abuse the child than the father with the non-parent. Now, they don't specify the unmarried partner of the parent by sex, but they do mention the mother and non-parent and father and non-parent. The issue with this in relation to abortion, and the reason, or more like the reason why I support abortion, is this.